Thank you. Thanks, Sonny. Oh, I love it when a gentleman gives me his handkerchief. Oh, it is such a wonderful thing. So, good morning, everybody. Center for Spiritual Living, East Hawaii. Look at you guys. I think you all know me. I'm Reverend Beverley Strutt. And today, yes, I'm living close to the water. It's been a magnificent day today. We have so much wonderment going on. And I look around at all the faces that are gathered here, and all I can say is thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of it. Everybody that is new, if you're out there on video land or here with us, we only have 2 words for you. And everybody say that with me. Welcome home. So, today, first of all, before we get into the real topic of the day, does anybody know what June 12th is? What is June 12th? It's today, but it is Loving Day. Does anybody know what Loving Day is? All right. June 12th is Loving Day, marking the day when the U.S. Supreme Court in 1967 unanimously ruled in favor of Mildred and Richard Loving, making states' laws against interracial marriage unconstitutional. Woo-hoo! They got it right. They got it right. So, I mean, yeah, we've got a lot to say about the U.S. Supreme Court all the time, but they do get it right from time to time. They got this one right. In fact, Malcolm X said, when you are dealing with humanity as a family, there is no question of integration or intermarriage. It's just one human being marrying another human being, or one human being living around and with another human being. That's all there is. We're just people, folks. We're just wonderful, wonderful expressions of the divine. We're just people. And the one thing we do know is that love will find a way. Love, we know life always finds a way. We see it when a plant grows through concrete. But love will find a way. All we want to do is love the person that we want to love. We will find a way. And I love it, Maya Angelou said, love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. And it will cause change to happen. So let's celebrate Loving Day today, and every day, every single day of the year is Loving Day. So yay! All righty. So today my talk title is Loving This Body. When I saw this picture, I was like, I want that to be me. So badly, I want that to be me, dancing on the side of the ocean like that. Isn't that just wonderful? Well, you know, most of you know I was a dancer professional dancer for 22 years of my life. So this probably happened sometime in part of the fuzziness of all the joy that I experienced doing that. But before I get into that side of it, let me share a little humor with you about our bodies. I feel like my body had gotten totally out of shape. This is not me speaking, but it could have been. So I went to my doctor's to get my doctor's permission to join a fitness club and start exercising. I decided to take an aerobic class for seniors. I bent, I twisted, I gyrated, I jumped up and down and perspired for an hour. But by the time I actually got into my leotard, the class was over. And you know, when you're in Hawaii, you can even do that with your swimsuit. It gets so wet and sticky. But anyway, so loving our bodies. Last week, Reverend Mark spoke so well about how magnificent our bodies are, and also about the judgment that we have. There's so much judgment around our body. You know, even from the minute we're born, you know, there's a celebration of this newborn baby, and yet in the background, there's somebody scanning the body, looking for imperfections right away. No, there's no reason for this. The body is absolutely perfect. We can be filled with awe about everything that we're doing, and yet we're still never quite happy with it. And myself as a dancer, you can imagine, the minute I said I wanted to dance, they looked at me and they went, "You got sway back legs. You know, if you were Russia, they would kick you to the curb. They'd never even let you begin ballet class because your legs sway back." I'm like, "Yeah, but that looks really pretty when I point." Yeah, no, it's not going to work. Well, interestingly enough, I started dancing at 10. At 16, I went professional and danced professionally for 22 years. So yes, my sway back legs may have not been what Russia would have wanted me to have, but it supported me in a magnificent career. But as we dance, you know, we do things to our body. We want to change it. What's with this turnout? Have you ever seen a dancer walk? We walk like ducks. What was that about? Your feet are supposed to point forward. What are they doing? No, you got to turn out. Yeah, you can balance. It's pretty good. But so, as a dancer, every minute of your day, you are criticizing your body. This is not right, that's not right. But everything, your weight. I was 105 pounds of solid muscle, 5'6". 105 pounds of solid muscle, and I would still take diet pills. Yeah. You know what that does to your body? There's not a whole lot of love going on over there when you're doing that to your body at that weight. But I had to get on the scale every week to get my paycheck. If I was an ounce over, they would be like, "Oh, you're an ounce, you got to come down." So there is. And I understand we're on stage, but I was 105 pounds. I was teeny. But it was all just part of the mechanism. Now, as dancers, we know then we expect this to be, but we're doing this to ourselves day in and day out. People are just criticizing their bodies. And what we don't always realize is that there's a natural evolution going on within our bodies, naturally evolving. There's a magnificence in it. So even with us as dancers, when we were manipulating ourselves to do all these funny gyratic things and to stretch and go further, if you look at the dance evolution, you can see that we're evolving in consciousness, we're evolving physically all along the way. So there's reasons that we do this manipulation, but if we could get out of the fact that it's not, we're changing what is not good about ourselves. If we can see that we are already magnificent. Dr. Ernest Holmes says this. He goes, every time we think of our body, we should think of it as our spiritual body. Think of every organ, action, function of our physical body as being pure and perfect spirit. And think of God as being in us and around us and through us. Think of every breath we inhale as the breath of life. And think of the things we eat as spiritual substance forever nourishing the body. Think of spirit and our body as being one in perfect harmony. And affirm perfect circulation, perfect assimilation, perfect elimination. We should declare that in pure spirit, there is not stagnation or inaction or overaction or false action. Our body is part of the kingdom of God. Therefore, there's a spiritual pattern at the center of it. There is a spiritual pattern at the center of every single cell. Every single cell knows exactly what it needs to do. And we get to action with it by loving it. Just like Joan was saying, loving it. You can stop bleeding now. I'm loving you. You can stop bleeding now. The cells kick in. They know exactly what to do. So what happens if we love the body that we have right here, right now? Exactly as it is. Is there anybody here that can tell me right in this moment that this morning or in this last week you haven't looked at your body and gone, I wish this was different? Earl and Reverend Mark, both of them are completely happy. I love it. Yes. It is. Like Reverend Mark said, this is exactly what it is. This is our body. But for the most part, we look at it in the morning and go, oh my gosh, my hair, really? What is this thing on my arm now? All these little things that we notice. But all we need is what we have right here, right now. This is all we need. We begin here. We begin with what we have to do what it is we need to do. Because in actuality, our body right now is exactly what we need to have for what we need to do right now. Don't ask me to say that again. Just don't. You got it, right? It is perfect for what we need to do right now. Yes, even these little flaps under the arms. I can see the ladies back there. We have these. I know they're good for flying. I think they give us extra traction when we're flying. There's something. Squirrels have it. You know, the flying squirrels. I'm sure we got to have something going on. There's a reason for all of this. Mark Nepo says in his book of Awakening, having the life you want by being present to the life you have. Having the life you want by being present to the life you have. It's exactly the same with the body. Having the body you want by being present to the body that you have. All right? So you work with what you have right here, right now. And you know what? And we're going to have sustenance coming from my body. If anybody looks, they didn't realize they're delivering it way too early, but we have pizza coming later. Yeah, that's exactly what all the bodies need right now is pizza. We are going to feed the healthiness of Pizza Hut into this whole scenario. Nothing like being completely taken off track by food. Just completely off track. All right, let me reel me back in. So what we have is a body that we have right now to do exactly what it is we need to do. And what we're doing is we're resisting this. We're trying to make a difference. It is resisting the wonderment of what we have right now. And in our resistance, we get stuck. There's nothing you can do. If you are in resistance of where you are or what you're doing or who you are or what it is, you cannot move. You just get stuck, which means the evolution of your consciousness, the evolution of your body, the evolution of the body of humanity gets stuck. Now, I know lots of people try and change things. We were just looking at a very, very interesting plastic surgery gone bad online last night. And, you know, there are things in life that people desire to change. There's nothing wrong with it. We get to choose our lives. We get to change it. But when we've done the change, are we happy? Are we happy then? Because if you're not, and now it's just about change, it's a continual machine that you're on. You're on this treadmill continually, just change, 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 change. This is what we refer to as continual suffering, because you're never happy with where you are. You can only be happy if I get to this point, then I can be happy. I can only love my body when I lose these extra 10 pounds. I can only be happy when I change my lips. Well, change your lips. Give it a shot. But if you're not happy with it, you've got to do some different work. Let's get back to the body. Let's get back to that absolute lovingness and just getting out of the resistance of wanting something different to be happy. We're perfect. We are already absolutely perfect. And when it comes to growing old, or when it comes to our general beautiful aging, as we prefer to call it, wow. not only do we have resistance, but we have so much support in our resistance of it. I am not talking about being healthy. I am not talking about looking after your bodies. I think we're brilliant. We absolutely have to look after our bodies. These are temples. These are wonderful. We have to do that. But in the care of the soul, Thomas More says, growing old is one of the ways the soul nudges itself into attention to the spiritual aspect of life. It's the way the soul nudges itself into attention to the spiritual aspect of life. The body's changes teach us about fate, time, nature, mortality, and character. Aging forces us to decide what is important in life. It calms us down, doesn't it? Can you imagine if you had your 20-year-old body right now? Can you imagine? What the heck would we do with it? I'd be exhausted just trying to keep up with my body. I love my body right now. Yeah, it has a little extra weight on it, but man, it's comfortable. I wouldn't want my 20-year-old body right now. I mean, I might have a string of guys walking behind me. Well, that would be kind of cute. But no. Our body right now, my body has its aged, even with the crimpy skin and everything. That's why I'm in Hawaii, because it plumps you up, makes you feel kind of sweet and nice. It's exactly perfect for what it is I need to do, for what I want to do, for the amount I want to do. Can you imagine if I had my 20-year-old body and the amount of exercise I would have to do to keep that in shape? No. This is actually perfect. And I love the fact that I can stand here and go that it's absolutely perfect. It's my natural flow in life. And this aging process brings forth new birth and new ideas. Yeah, we have to be inventive. I can't bend down and lace my shoes. I got to find some other way to do it. Well, I still can. But have you seen that one contraption that you can get in the shower if you want to wash your feet and not bend over? It's like a flip-flop with bristles on the inside. You just put your foot in there and off you go. It's inventive. We are creating stuff to help ourselves as we can't do the things that we want to do. But it's creative, it's calming, it's absolutely perfect where we are right now. And if we recognize that and accept that, we are happy, we are calm, and we can just get on with the joy of life. Concepts like self-acceptance and body neutrality are not without value. When you have spent your entire life at war with your body, these models offer a truce. But you can have more than a ceasefire. You can have radical self-love, because you are already radical self-love. So now what we do is we just turn it a little bit. And now it's just not about being, all right, I accept this, I'll get over it. No, I love it. We can love our bodies. We can just get in there and absolutely love it. And then, just when we're on that edge of being able to go, all right, I love my body, we deepen into our spirituality. And as we know, in many of the teachings, spiritual teachings, the body's not real. It doesn't really exist. It's a figment of our imagination. Really? This ain't no figment of anybody's imagination, I gotta tell you. So I know exactly what they're saying, of course. We know that we are spiritual beings and we're having an experience in a human body. Yes, we know ourselves as the truth of the spiritual of who we are, this magnificent essence of the divine that is through us. It is the living power. It is the breath we are. It is the truth of who we are. But so is our body. My body is very, very, very real. And I'm never going to deny the reality of my body. But I do not deny the truth of my spirituality either. I mean, these bodies are magnificent. Just as Joan was saying, there is this morphic field of knowledge in our bodies that takes the cells exactly where they go, knowing what they need to do and how to do it and where to go. Why do you think the bones in our foot are not flat? I mean, we're walking flat. Why aren't they? Why is there an arch? So that we can jump. It's a spring. There's a design, a magnificent design. Why do you think the gallbladder that houses bile created by the liver will squirt even at the smell of good food? It'll squirt into the stomach. At the smell, even the idea of a juicy piece of food, it'll squirt. Because it's designed to do that. That's only 3 things that we've spoken about out of 1 billion things that are happening every minute in this body. The design is impeccable. If it's not real, why is it designed so extremely well? It is real. Yes, it's not the whole reality of us. We are these wonderful, magnificent spiritual beings, but we are as well the combination of both. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, there is a cosmic or divine pattern at the center of every organ of the physical body. Our body is some part of the body of God. It is a manifestation of the Supreme Spirit. So when we come together in the beautiful wholeness and form, Emily Cady says, in thinking of ourselves, we must not separate spirit, soul, and body, but rather hold all as one if we are to be strong and powerful. We have to not deny one nor the other. Let's bring them together. Literally, it is the cross. We have the divine, and we have the human. We are the magnificent intersection of the divine and the human. We are literally a cross, a magnificence, absolutely perfect pulled together. Yes? Yes. So we never deny our spirituality, but we must not deny the reality of this body either. We love it, we nurture it, we love it. We love it. It's loving day, every day. We love our bodies because don't we all respond better when we're loved? Don't we all excite our action better when we're loved? Don't we just come forward with much more happiness and zeal when we're loved? Our body will do the same. It will respond to the way that you speak to it. So you want to love your body as you would love God, as you would love the divine. You know, we criticize and complain about the body the whole time, but what happens if we spoke to our body in the way that we speak to the divine? With love, with joy, with acceptance, with knowing that this is a magnificence that we get to enjoy. You know, in the What We Believe statement for Science of Mind, it says, we believe that the manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. That last line means that for God to literally know itself, it had to bring the manifest universe into form in order for it to know itself through us, through the universe. It was an idea, and then it came into form. We are part of that manifest universe. Our body is part of that manifest universe, the body of God, the body of the divine. God knows itself through and as us. So we want to take a little minute to honor the fact that these bodies are not only a part of God, created through God, as God, for us to use in our spiritual home. But that is literally God walking itself out as us every minute. So love God, love your body, honor it, celebrate it. Go dance around in the moonlight naked. Oh, did I say that aloud? Just go do that. Go love your body, every bit of it, and every flaw that you see, go, that's another piece of God speaking to me. So how do we walk this out in our lives today? In Matthew 6:22, we read, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light." So how you see and how you perceive is literally going to how you light up your world. How you see your body is how you're going to light up your body and your life. Perceive yourself beautifully and let it all shine. Take time to watch yourself talk. Don't listen to that stuff you're saying about yourself. It's all BS. You are perfect. And if you forget it, come to me. I will remind you. I will show you how perfect you are. And quit being in resistance. Nothing needs to change for who you are, what you need right here, right now. Just wait for everything just to unfold perfectly. Be present and be in love with it. So in concluding, I have a poem by Holly Holden. It says, "Today I asked my body what she needed." Today I asked my body what she needed, which is a big deal, considering my journey of not really asking that much. I thought she might need more water, or protein, or greens, or yoga, or supplements, or movement. But as I stood in the shower, reflecting on her stretch marks, her roundness where I would like flatness, her softness where I would really prefer firmness, all those conditioned wishes, the form a bundle of never quite rightness, she whispered very gently, "Could you just love me like this?" And so it is. All right. Let's just take this to prayer. So in this moment, in this time, we recognize and know the power of the divine in, through, and as each and every one of us. Recognizing and knowing that it is the divine in action. It is the divine that is stimulating and inspiring our physical bodies right here, right now. When we speak to our bodies, we are speaking to God. When we say thank you to our body for each and everything it does, we are thanking God for the breath of life, for the wonderment of this moment, to know that what we have is exactly what we need. And we walk it out, and we walk it out in joy. So I know for each one of us as we walk our path this week, that we get to deepen and lean into this knowingness of the wonderment of who we truly are. Yes, we are perfect right here, right now. And I claim it to be so. So please know this with me. Claim this with me. Recognize and know the wonderment of who you are right here, right now, as we claim together. And so it is. Thank you.